Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars and welcome to another classic film review. Today's classic film review is for the 1976 sports drama Rocky, a film that is written by Sylvester Stallone, directed by John G. Avildsen, and it stars, of course, Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, Burt Young, Carl Weathers and Burgess Meredith. Now what could you say about Rocky really? I mean, Rocky is one of my favourite franchises of all time. It's just an absolutely brilliant franchise. Really enjoyed the majority of the films. They're all really exciting in their own way. And this one started them all, and it was a perfect start, really. It was a very, very strong opening for a franchise. And a lot of people forget that the first Rocky was the darling of 1976, really. It was the highest grossing film of that year. It won 3 Oscars following the film. Stallone was nominated for Best Actor, even though he didn't win. So it was a critical and commercial hit. It was a smash hit at the box office. It had a tiny budget of just $1 million. And they didn't believe in it, the studio, especially when they found out that Sylvester Stallone was insisting on starring in the film. The studio wanted big names, like James Caan, Burt Reynolds and people like that. And Stallone stuck to his guns. They tried to buy the script off him for $350,000. He didn't have a penny to his name, really, Stallone, at that time in his career. He refused, he stuck to his guns, and he only agreed to sell it if he could star in the film. So he sold it for a drastically reduced price, and a very, very reduced price for his role in the film. And it absolutely paid off big time, I think that's fair to say. They filmed it in 28 days, like I say, with a tiny budget. They cut it in half to like $1 million, the budget. A lot of it was filmed like guerrilla style. Certainly the scenes with him jogging through the streets. Essentially, the director they drove around in a van, and then if the director thought something looked like it would look good on camera, Stallone would get out, start jogging, and he'd film it. The scene when he's jogging through the market and the guy throws him an apple was completely improvised. The people in the market had no idea what was going on and who Sylvester Stallone was. The guy just threw him an apple and he took it, and it stayed in the film. So much of this film was improvised on the fly. Mainly due to budgetary reasons and time constraints and things like that. The scene with the poster where Rocky points out to the promoter that he's got the wrong shorts colour on in the poster, and the promoter says it doesn't really matter. That was actually a real mistake. They put the wrong colour on his shorts on the poster, and they didn't have the money to replace it. So Stallone wrote it into the script. He would point it out that it was wrong. Same with the robe that Rocky wears to the ring. It arrived and it was way, way too big for Stallone. They couldn't afford to replace it. So again, Stallone wrote it into the script, and Rocky points out that the robe is baggy, and it works. It's not often with a film like this, that lightning in a bottle strikes, if you like, and everything they did in this film paid off to some degree. The casting was perfect here. I mean, Stallone, you tell me another actor that could have played Rocky. No, there's nobody that could have done it like Stallone. Talia Shire, who played Adrian, was absolutely brilliant. She'd just come off the Godfather films. And the chemistry between her and Stallone was the real highlight of the film here. Brilliant chemistry. I mean, the Adrian character, she's like a moth that turns into a butterfly. You can see her, evolve, her character evolve as the film progresses. As she sheds like the big claws and hats and glasses and things like that. And by the end, she's absolutely stunning. Brilliant performance by her. Great chemistry between these two. And at the end of the day, while this film is a sports film, a bloody good one, it's a love story first and foremost. And that is the heart of this film. That's what really makes this film tick. It's a love story between Rocky and Adrian. Burt Young as Paulie. What a legendary performance, what a legendary character. You love him and hate him, and he's just a fantastic choice. Initially, it was going to be, the Paulie character was going to be Adrian's mother, and they changed it to Adrian's brother, if you like, and that worked really, really well. So Carl Weathers, obviously, he's brilliant as Apollo, but that character is clearly based on Muhammad Ali, and in fact, the whole film is based on a fight between Chuck Wepner and Muhammad Ali in 1975. Chuck Wepner was an unknown fighter, and he managed to pretty much take Ali the distance. I think he got stopped by a TKO in the final round. Rocky saw that, and he based like the Rocky and Apollo fight on that fight. And I've actually that film itself, the Chuck Wepner Ali fight, was made into a film in 2016 called The Bleeder, which is a very good film as well if you haven't seen it. The scene where he lies down with Adrian before the night of the fight and relays his fears to Adrian about the fight and says he just wants to go the distance, that very nearly didn't even get filmed. Stallone was really insistent. He thought it was the most important scene in the film, and he's right, it was very, very important, but they would only allow him to do one take. So he nailed that scene in one take, and it really does, you can see when he actually, goes the distance with Creed, that's all he wanted. So he's won at the end of the day. He doesn't care whether he gets a decision. He's won anyway because he's gone the distance. That's all he wanted to do, and also he's got Adrian as well. So it's just an incredible film in every aspect. There's nothing in this film that is a weak point. It's all brilliant. It's all fantastic to watch. The fight at the end between Apollo Creed and Rocky is brilliant. I mean, at the time, it was filmed in such a way that no boxing film had ever been filmed before. It was brutal. It was hard hitting. It was exciting. I rewatched this film to prepare for this review, and I was getting goosebumps at the end in the fight. It still gets you going with that music, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So a lot of sports films, if you like, they've really got to nail the landing at the end in regards to the payoff, in regards to the sport, this underdog story and the activity at the end of the sport that they're going to show. And Rocky not only you could say this for all the Rocky films, really. They nail the landing at the end. They give you that moment of real joy at the end of the film, and I think it's an absolute strong point of this film and many other of the Rocky films, because you get what you want from this film. You leave this film feeling good. You leave this film knowing that the Rocky character has got the arc that he wanted. He got what he wanted out of this film, and it just absolutely wonderful. So I am going to take the time to review all the other Rocky films. I'm a big fan of all of them. We know Rocky 5 is not regarded as the best, and I think even Stallone would agree with that. I've seen interviews with him where he was disappointed with that one, but I think all the others are really strong films in their own merit. But this one, it was the perfect launching pad for the Rocky franchise. It's a perfect film in my opinion. So I'm going to give it, obviously, a stone cold 10 out of 10. I love it. I love the Rocky films. Really enjoyed revisiting this one to start on Rocky's journey once again. So I hope you liked this review, and stay tuned for more Rocky reviews coming in the coming weeks. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will be back with more content and reviews on the channel very, very soon.